Hey there. So this is for Bonnie, and here we've got two songs, the kite one and then the mixed up song. The kite one is just more practice with skips and steps and treble C, C, D, E, F, G, high up in the treble clef. We talked a little bit about how at the end there aren't any measures, so you just keep on doing quarter notes and they keep on going up. Right? Kind of like that. So just keep that in mind when you're doing the first song. The new song introduces a new interval called a fourth, which is a larger skip than you're used to. We were talking about how you can recognize it if it goes from a space to a line that's not right next to each other. When it's right next to each other, that's a second. Two keys right next to each other. But if it's a space to a line that's not right next door, or a line to a space that's not right next door, that's a fourth, and you're going to want to skip two notes. Kind of like that, right? And so when you're in your hand position, when your hands aren't moving at all, you want to make sure you skip two fingers as well. So if I start on my thumb and I go up a fourth, I'm going to go from 1 to 4. If I start on 2 and I go up a fourth, I'm going to go 2 to 5, right? In my left hand, if I start on 5 and go up a fourth, I'm going to go from 5 to 2 or from 4 to 1. So, keeping that in mind, you should try and read the song on your own, of course, but if you need to check anything that you're doing, then take a listen to this. This is the mixed up song. I'm going to play it through pretty slowly. First of all, hand positions. They're suggesting you put your finger 2 on F in your left hand, which means the starting position is C, D, E, F, G in your left hand, and middle C, D, E, F, G in your right hand, right? So keeping that starting hand position in mind, it should sound like this. That bullseye on top of that note, that's a fermata, and it basically means you can hold it as long as you want. When you get bored of holding it, you continue on. Now we're playing forte, which means loud. And then the other thing I think we can start doing is getting you to recognize how far apart these notes are, whether it's a second, third, or fourth, based on what you hear, right? It can be kind of difficult to hear the difference between those initially. So what I like to do is for the second, the two notes next to each other, if it sounds like the beginning of Happy Birthday, you know it's a second. Happy birthday. That's how you know it's a second. If you hear a second, it'll sound like the start of Happy Birthday. If you hear a third, skipping one note in between, it'll sound like Oh When the Saints Go Marching In. Oh when the saints, oh when the saints go marching in. Oh when, that's a third. And then for your new interval, a fourth. Sounds like the beginning of Here Comes the Bride. Here comes the bride. Here comes the bride. So, I'm just going to tilt it all the way up here and go ahead and See if you can figure out what intervals these two notes are. I'll do 5 of them. So the first one we have is this. What does that sound like? Does that sound like Happy Birthday, When the Saints Go Marching In, or Here Comes the Bride? Go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a third, When the Saints Go Marching In. Second one is this one. I'm going to tell you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a second, Happy Birthday. Here's the third one. Telling you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a third, When the Saints Go Marching In. Here's number 4. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's a fourth. Here Comes the Bride. And here is number 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's also a fourth. Here Comes the Bride. Hopefully, all of that will be helpful this week.